We've all had those dreaded feedback conversations when your manager pulls you aside and says, I have some feedback for you. Or when you need to provide critical feedback to someone. Palms get sweaty, heart races. You know you want to provide this feedback. You know you need to provide this feedback, yet you brush it off. This is a series on feedback. In this video, I'll focus on why feedback is important and how to effectively give constructive feedback. I've provided a template to structure your feedback. Also, there are a few exercises where you can pause the video, reflect, and capture your answers. Why is feedback important, and what is its value? When done well, feedback can result in personal growth, insights, building of relationships, and higher quality results. When done poorly, it can cause defensiveness, resentment, and a rift in the relationship. Research has shown that feedback can be perceived as hurtful as physical pain. Maybe that's why we're so resistant to it sometimes. I know the first time I received critical feedback, it was jarring. I left the room almost crying. Over time, I got to see it as a gift, and I hope you will too if you don't already. This video does not cover severe situations where there's a violation of your company's code of conduct. If such a situation arises, just reach out to your HR and get their support. So how do we give feedback? How to set the stage? First, ask for permission. Hey, so-and-so, I have some feedback for you on the last project. Would you mind if we take some time to discuss it further? When would be a good time to chat? It gives the other person a heads up and some time to brace themselves. Number 2, time, location, and medium matters. Time. You don't want to bombard someone as soon as they get to work and haven't even put their stuff down. Location. Do you want to meet at the office, in a meeting room? Do you want to go out for a walk or for coffee? Medium. You don't want to send the feedback over text. That's the equivalent of breaking up with someone over text. It's just not cool. Number 3, we want to make the feedback timely. I suggest sharing the feedback within a day or two of the situation happening, max a week. This way the situation is still on top of mind. Number 4, share your intent upfront. This is especially important when there's a pre-existing relationship or a negative past, but it can be helpful regardless. Now that we've set the stage, how you deliver feedback really matters. This diagram is going to help us phrase our feedback. Let's think about what's going on. There's you, there's the other person, and then there's a shared common knowledge between the two of you. There's also a net, because there's only so much we can see in the common knowledge and into the other person. And same with their perspective. You have your perceptions and observations. These are colored by your intention, past experiences, knowledge, biases, and your assumptions. Similarly, they have their perceptions, but also their reason for doing things, consciously or unconsciously. That's why the net exists there. There's only so much we can see. We want to bring as much information as possible in the middle, i.e. in that shared, common knowledge between the two of you. When the common pool of knowledge has sufficient information, the conversation is much richer and the resulting change can be more impactful. I'll clarify with an example in a bit. Exercise. We had talked about a feedback that you need to provide to someone. In one line, describe what is your observation of the situation and what happened. What is the impact that the other person's behavior had on you, the team, or the product? Focus on your perspective. What data do you have to support this? And what is your suggestion that the other person do here going forward? Now I'll provide a template to structure your feedback. I noticed, this is where you add your observation. It made, add your impact here. Can you please blank going forward? Add your suggestion here. And that's how you're going to deliver your feedback. Here's an example. I noticed that you were late on your previous 2 projects. The impact was that QA did not have sufficient time to test your feature. Going forward, please notify me ahead of time as soon as you feel you may be late so that I can reallocate the work that's assigned to you or get you some support. I shared my observation, the impact, and I provided a suggestion. Now let's rephrase this feedback, but add some spaces in to get the other person to share into the common pool of knowledge. I noticed that you were late on 2 of your previous projects. The impact was that QA did not have sufficient time to test their feature. What are your thoughts here? What do you think may have led to this situation? As you noticed, I invited the other person to share in the common pool of knowledge. Actually, my dog's not doing too well. He's been in and out of the hospital, and it's really impacted me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear. Do you need to take some time off to take care of him? In the future, please let me know sooner so I can better support you, and we can ensure that the project doesn't get late. Just by adding spaces to the structure, we invited the other person to share in that common pool of knowledge. That helped increase our understanding and empathy, and hopefully brought the two people a little bit closer. Note that the impact did not change in that situation. The person was still late, and you need to be assertive in delivering that feedback so it does not occur again. What are some difficulties that you have experienced when planning to give feedback to someone? Add it in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to include it in the next video, along with a bunch of tips to aid you in providing feedback. Hit that subscribe button and bell icon. You won't want to miss it. Strong relationships can help make feedback giving easier. Check out this video on 10 icebreakers that you can use at the start of a relationship to help get to know others better. Thank you for your time.